All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My group addressed a problem in the music industry related to fan engagement by creating an app called Standout, which is designed to help artists connect with fans through different fan engagement levels. Many artists that are struggling to grow and advance in their careers face challenges in connecting with their fans and monetizing effectively because of challenges in identifying them on different platforms. So even though super fans are important, there's no efficient way to recognize and engage with all of them automatically. And there's also a growing interest in improving the artist-fan relationship through experiences and products. Continuing our exploration, music enthusiasts face challenges in building meaningful connections with their favorite artists and feeling adequately rewarded, especially as a superfan. So we found that fans express a desire for greater authenticity and deeper connections.
Yeah, so Standout's gonna help solve this problem artists have with fan engagement. On Standout, fans are gonna be able to sign up and link their social media accounts, their ticketing platform accounts, as well as streaming accounts. And all that prior engagement data is then going to be visualized in a tier dashboard where we separate fans into tiers based off their engagement levels. One being casual, second being enthusiasts, and fans with the most engagement are considered standout, and artists can incentivize fans to move up these levels by offering different types of incentives. And these are our tier levels, casual being bottom, enthusiast in the middle, and standout being max engagement.
We define these different tiers of our system using chart metrics data as training data. This data includes fan engagement metrics like ticket sales, YouTube views, and Instagram followers. We then created a regression model to determine which of these variables were the most valuable for an artist's growth. The correlation matrix on the right shows all of the variables we integrated and their interrelationships. The artist rank column, second from the left, shows us how an artist's growth is affected by different platforms, showing the importance of Instagram followers and YouTube subscribers. An important distinction to make is that we weren't able to get individual fan data and see how they as individuals interact with the artist, but our model helps us make the assumption that a super fan follows their favorite artist on Instagram or YouTube. This helps us designate fans to tiers based on how they engage.
So we decided to focus on an artist. Her name is Wallace, and she's an indie pop artist. She's considered a mid-tier artist and potentially needs help with knowing who her fans are and how to engage with them to build connections and grow her fan base. So we created a dashboard for Wallace to kind of get an overview of who her fans are. So we have a total number of who her fans are and the demographics for that. And then it gets into the nitty-gritty of like the tiers. So more information and details about who her standout fans are, enthusiast, and casual fans. And then we also created a platform for the fan experience. So fans can subscribe to Wallace to access exclusive content. Them being a casual fan, they have limited access, but if they want to get exclusive access, they'll pay a certain amount. So let's say Wallace asks for $5 to subscribe. And once fans subscribe, they can work towards becoming a standout fan by interacting with her through the platform, and becoming a standout fan gives them all exclusive access to all the content she provides for them.
One difficulty we potentially face is the assumption that fans will embrace a new platform. However, we anticipate that fans will readily embrace our platform due to its unique features tailored specifically for super fans or standout fans. Another challenge we may face is our competitors such as Patreon and Bandcamp, although these platforms offer subscription services with a more generalized approach, catering to a wide range of creators and industries.
Some opportunities that we see that we could add to our app included music discovery. So we'd be able to encourage discovery through showing recommendations of other artists that fans could follow. And then additionally, once we have more user-specific data, we could identify the best ways for artists to engage with their fans based on tiers and the demographics of those tiers. And that's the end.
Thank you so much, guys. That was an amazing presentation. And that's your time. So that was like really just well thought out. Judges, we're going to pass that along to you. And if you have any questions, please feel free to just raise your hand and then unmute yourself. There we go. Aileen, go right ahead.
Sure, great presentation, guys. Thank you for that. Question, how are you going to drive fans to the platform and get people using it?
I'd say that again. Go ahead, Zoe.
Okay. I was assuming we would probably get some consumer level data, for example, from audience, and maybe we could see, for example, like, you know, people shop at Target, for example, that listen to these artists. So like we would have an ad at Target, for example. And then we would also assume that super fans, because they'd be so interested in their artist, would be more likely to sign up for the app in and of itself.
Great, thank you.
Frank, you can go ahead and unmute yourself and ask your question.
Oh, great. Fantastic presentation. At first I was like, well, I don't think there's anything to even ask. But the data model, regression and correlation, can you speak more about how that informed your ultimate decision in crafting this product?
Yes. So in the second or third slide, there was a definition that we were kind of basing this off of from Luminate, which was a superfan engages with their artists in 5+ ways. So we based it a little bit around that, but also with the tiers, with the weights that we had in the regression model, we were able to kind of weigh the way that they're interacting. So for example, with the YouTube and Instagram followers that I mentioned, those would be pretty much, if you're going to be a super fan, you have to interact with the artists in those ways, like follow them on Instagram and YouTube, among other ways as well. So the casual fan at the bottom would be interacting, say, like 1 or 2 different ways. The enthusiast would be 3 or 4, and then the super fan would be 5 or plus at the top, with those weighted ones being the most important.
Thank you very much.
Nikki, you can go ahead and unmute yourself and ask your question. And I think that'll be our final question.
Sure, thanks guys. So you mentioned using social media APIs, but have you thought about some of the challenges that could bring up with using third-party APIs to gather some of the information?
So I think we thought that that would be the idea, that we could connect those platforms. One thing we did think about is that if we had fans directly sign up for the app, we would immediately have that data in and of itself, such as their name, email address, and then if they put in their social media, we could probably link that as well separately.
Cool.